Gold Fuel Energy, the official sponsor of Sports with Rich on the SLG network, on the SLG platforms, and my show on YouTube also. It's Sports with Rich. Log in and like, comment, and subscribe. Good evening, everyone, for the Tuesday edition, April 4th, 2023, Sports with Rich. I'm Rich Mancuso. There he is, the whiz Robert Rizzo, my young protege. Welcome in, everyone, again. As our social media handles scrolled at the bottom. Get in touch with us as you do each and every week. Ring 786 at Twitter, Facebook.com, Rich Mancuso, where you reach me, Latinosports.com and NewYorkSportsDay.com among the websites I write for. Good evening, Wiz. How are you? Where did they reach you?
I'm doing great. Robert Rizzo here. Baseball season in full swing. We'll get to it. Follow me on Twitter, Robert Rizzo994, Robert Riz994, Instagram, RRizzo4, Facebook, Robert Rizzo. Catch all my daily content on Latino Sports.
It's just me and the Wiz tonight, and we're going to go right through the next hour. Major League Baseball season has started, and a lot going on with that. We'll review the Final Four in UConn's championship in a moment, and also Fact of the Week. We do that every week here on the program at the bottom of the hour, plus much more. Let's get to it right away, Wiz. Major League Baseball, the season has started. An interesting first week almost of the season, 2023, and a lot going on with the new rules of the pitch clock, which causing some controversy. You're seeing a lot of violations, pitch clock violations with the pitchers. Even some of the hitters are confused. But MLB and everyone says they'll get it together, though there are still some players, as I have found that being at the ballpark a couple of times already, that are not happy with it. And we'll talk about that a little bit. But there's also been some interesting things going on the first 4 or 5 games of the season. Let's get to it, Wiz. You ready? Here we go. And let's talk about those Yankees first in the Bronx. They're playing the Phillies again tonight. And with this new schedule, Major League Baseball, every team playing every team at least 2-3 times. And there you go. The duo of Judge and Stanton and the Yankees are hitting a home run ball again. Off to a good start. They play the Phillies tonight again. The home run ball for the Yankees. And Gleyber Torres got his 100 career home run. He's hitting the ball to the opposite field. It's going out of the park. Last night, Torres hit another one. He only had 24 last season. He's ahead of his pace, no doubt about it. And the Yankees' home runs, Wiz, in their first 4 games, they've been multiple times. The last 4 games, they've hit home runs. And it's the first time since the 2011 season they've done that. They've also got Anthony Rizzo hitting home runs. This Yankee team is known to hit the home run. The beginning of the season in their first 5 games, that's what they're doing. Stanton is healthy. Judge is healthy. Rizzo is healthy. Those are 3 guys that'll hit the ball out of the ballpark at home in Yankee Stadium. They use that field to their advantage. That's what they're doing. That's why they're off to this good start early on.
For sure. Off to a great start early on, 5 games in, 4 games in. They've scored 24 runs altogether in those 4 games, 3-1 against San Francisco, and now Philly, facing Philly 2 more times in the Bronx tonight and tomorrow. 6-game road stand after that. It's all on the hands of Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge. We can talk about in April all the way to October. If those 2 are healthy, Yankees could go all the way. In the 4 games they've played so far, both of those guys, Judge and Stanton, have combined for 4 home runs, 6 RBIs. So they're winning games for the Yankees with just those 2 in the lineup. Everyone else is picking up the slack after them. So great start in the Bronx.
And they're also stealing more bases. They're taking advantage of the wider bases. Major League Baseball is seeing an increase in that already, not even a week in. Talk about Judge and Stanton, Wiz. When they're in the lineup together, when they both hit home runs together, and it's happened, and it hasn't happened much because they've both been injured on and off the last few years. 29-2 are the Yankees when both these guys are in the lineup together hitting the home run ball. That's pretty impressive.
That's phenomenal. And just that duo across MLB, that ranks as the top 3, especially with the home run ball. No one's going to stop Stanton and Judge. And the only 2 I could compare them to is maybe Juan Soto and Manny Machado. But that's a good competition. That's a good battle right there. Stanton and Judge, like we've been saying, those are the 2 pillars for the Yankees.
That's 3. And Rizzo, you add that. And if Gleyber Torres keeps hitting home runs, and this is a guy the Yankees were hoping would break out. Didn't do it last year or the year before. hasn't really done it since his rookie season. A lot of talk about Torres getting traded. And now one or two things happens with Gleyber Torres and the Yankees. He keeps this up. They keep him at the trade deadline. They need something. Gleyber's showing that maybe he could be a good trade bait for them. But I don't think the Yankees will part with him. Right now, their infield looks very good with the rookie. You have and you have Gleyber. And look, uh, I think Gleyber stays here the way he keeps this up, but it's a long season ahead.
Exactly. It's a long season ahead, and Gleyber Torres, he stands out as that great utility piece for the Yankees. Me and you talk about it all the time. He could play multiple positions, but the Yankees have forced him into that second base spot. And he could be on the bench. He could start at second, and he's a great offensive weapon off the bench if need be. So I don't think Gleyber's going to get traded. You'll see his name in the rumors month by month for sure.
Well, the rookie I'm referring to, of course, Anthony Volpe, the youngest shortstop since Derek Jeter to get that start. And the Yankees had a plan for him. But, you look at him, he's broken in the major leagues real well. No sign. Look, again, long season. And we're only not even a week in already. So and if he stays injury free, this could be an impressive young Yankee infield that their fans have been looking for. And so far, it's showing. Now, their pitching hasn't been bad as well. And we talk about their ace, Garrett Cole, who had a good opening day start. Garrett Cole is throwing the four-seamer and at velocity. And let's just see that not giving up the home run ball in his first start. I'm going to see him tomorrow in the Bronx. It gets to start tomorrow in the finale of the homestand opening season with the Phillies. Cole hasn't given up a home run yet. Again, it's early.
It's his vintage self for sure on opening day. He was 6 innings, 3 hits across the board, didn't give up any runs, 11 strikeouts on the day. He set records for Yankee opening day pitchers, and 95 pitches across the board, 56 were for strikes. So his arsenal, his versatility was there, and he was executing inning by inning. But like you said, it's the home run ball. When will it come? Can he minimize it from last year? 33 home run balls given up last year. If he minimizes it to 22, Cy Young caliber right there for sure.
Well, if he doesn't give up, if he commanded the four-seamer, if he doesn't have command on it, that's it. It's not about control with Garrett Cole. It's the command, and that's why he gives up the home run ball. This guy, Nestor Cortez, sticking on the Yankee theme, a recipient of the 2022 Latino Sports American League Pitcher of the Year. Got the award yesterday. Julio Pabon, the founder of Latino Sports, where we both co-edit the site, was there in the Bronx at the stadium last night, told him, gave him the news, got all types of headlines in the media and on the Yankee broadcast. 1 run, 7 hits, 5 innings last night. Vintage Nestor Cortez from last year, Wiz.
He was his vintage self, and I love his delivery every single time. It's unpredictable. You don't know what's coming. Curveball, slider, fastball. It's a different delivery every single time. He's not a strikeout type of pitcher. He's going to force you into ground balls, pop-ups. He's going to work that pitch count, and he's going to go a solid 5 innings, 6 innings. I believe we have a video of him. Julio Pabon caught up with him during post games, and we revealed to him that he won the award.
For the 2022 season. So now that you know that you won, how do you feel?
Yeah, it feels great. Like I talked about it before a few weeks back in spring training, it's such a prestigious award for us Latin players. And I'm here for it. I won it like we talked about. I was gonna be really excited if I was, and I'm super excited and super humbled by having the chance to win it, and I won it. So I'm very happy for it.
And if Nestor Cortez does what he did last year unexpectedly, and to go with Garrett Cole, the Yankees have a good 2 there in the rotation. So far, so good. And Cortez, 1 run or fewer 16 times. This stat stands out. 16 times since the start of last season. He's been that good, Wiz.
For sure, he's been that good. I argued with you day by day. Nestor Cortez, without him, Yankees weren't going anywhere last year. He led the Yankees with ERA, a bunch of other stats across the board for pitching, 2.44 ERA across 28 starts with 163 strikeouts. So if you have that cornerstone between Garrett Cole, Nestor Cortez, add in Carlos Rodon when he gets healthy, that's a scary 1-2-3.
Yeah, without a doubt. So they wait for Rodon to come back. Should be by the end of the month. And with those two also, and Severino on the sideline when he comes back. But again, as we discussed last week, Luis Severino is injury prone. He hasn't pitched much last year or so. And, if he comes back healthy and strong, that's four good ones in that rotation for the Yankees to get to their bullpen, which has been doing pretty well as well. Crosstown, we'll look at some of the other Major League Baseball developments this early in the campaign, as I say. The New York Mets. Now, a team that I say, and I've been telling everyone, is not going to be as good as people project them to be. Yes, it's early, but yesterday in Milwaukee, in the Brewers home opener, 10-0, they got shut out. No offense and 4 pitch clock violations due to Carlos Carrasco. Claimed he couldn't get his rhythm going with it, has to adjust to it. 4 pitch clock violations, and the team only got 3 hits. Come on.
Yeah, it's been a bad start for the Mets, especially on offense. They haven't been getting much hits. They're averaging 3.5 runs a game. That ranks 23rd across the board in MLB. So 3.4 runs a game. You look at that lineup, they got to be producing more. And you spoke on it, the pitch clock violations. I've noticed throughout the first week, a lot of the pitchers going through the adjustments having issues with it are the veteran pitchers over 30 years old. So they got to get used to it just as much as the 22, the 23-year-old rookie coming up. The 30-year-old is having a lot of difficulties, like Carlos Carrasco that we saw yesterday.
Well, remember Carrasco also took his time to get his first start of the season. He is one of those veterans you mentioned, Wiz. And yeah, true. A lot of the veteran pitchers are having a hard time adjusting to this. And surprisingly, a lot of the pitchers that were in the World Baseball Classic where these rules were not applied as in there are not struggling with it. It's the veterans. And Max Scherzer gave his explanation about it. He's adjusted to it, though. Good old Max in New York. He knows what he's doing. He knew how to adjust to it. But let's go to Mets now. Their defense has been exceptional. Francisco Lindor has been making plays over at shortstop early in the season here, the first few games. And Lindor is showing his all-star, not at the plate yet. His bat hasn't warmed up. He had a good spring. But Lindor on defense showing why he's an all-star.
Yeah, he's a Gold Glove caliber shortstop year in and year out. We see it every game. And at Lone Depot Park against the Marlins, I believe he threw a backhand play over 85 miles per hour across the diamond. Not a normal shortstop's doing that. That's only Francisco Lindor, Carlos Correa. There's only a handful of guys that can do that. Lindor, it's the offense that's got to wake up for him. He's batting 143 with 2 hits in the 5 games played so far. And anything that goes with the Mets this season, last season, it's based on the success of Lindor. So once he gets going, Mets are going to pick up on the offense. Right now, they're 3-2 with that record. They're going to face Milwaukee tonight, tomorrow, and then go home in Queens, face the Marlins for opening day.
However, the Mets pitching has not been good. And though it was supposed to be their strong point, this early going is not showing good pitching from the Mets pitching staff. Though Sanger, their import from Japan, has got a nasty forkball. That was on display. Gave him 5 good innings the other day down in Miami. And the bullpen is by committee. And the bullpen they've been stepped up already. They've been tested already. Buck Showalter has been using David Robertson in that role. I don't think you're going to see Ottavino in the closer spot. I think he's going to get to Robertson. It looks like David Robertson's going to be the interim Mets closer, unless they make a move towards the trade deadline. But overall, it's Max Scherzer, who they're depending on as the ace. Good opening day win for him as they await the return of the injured Justin Verlander. Again, 2 veteran pitchers, both of them combined close to 70 years of age. Just don't know how long it's going to be before 1 or 2 of them breaks down together. I don't like to be a pessimist on this, though I am a pessimist on a lot of things. Everyone knows that. But with the Mets, I'm not optimistic about this team at all, Wiz.
It's a tough prediction with everything going with the Mets because, like you said, the age, 39 and 40 years old, both have nearly 250 wins for their careers. But when will the injuries come? And we just saw one last week. I believe it was announced on Thursday afternoon, 3 hours before the Mets started their season. So it was a big punch in the gut to Mets fans that wanted Justin Verlander, that got Verlander. that lost out on Jacob deGrom over the offseason. Verlander's already hurt, and we saw the diagnosis. It was a low-grade strained shoulder injury. Hopefully it's not too bad. He spoke to the media a few days ago. He said, it was a normal feel. I was lingering through it through spring training, and it was very minimal. So he said if this was the playoffs, he'd be pitching right now. But I get it. I understand. And for baseball fans out there, they want to see Justin Verlander every 5 days.
Yeah, that presents to be an issue for the Mets and their fans. They want to see that. Good point. Now, let's go around the horn a little bit of Major League Baseball to start. Tampa Bay Rays 4-0. They're up to their best start in a long time. 4-0. They're getting everything together. This young team mixed with a few veterans. And right now, and I'm going to say it now, 4-0, but they're going to be in it all year in the American League East.
They're going to be in it for the long run, the wild card hunt, even the AL East division. Starting off 4-0 is a big accomplishment, but 162 games, it's going to disappear in a week. Everyone's going to forget about it. Let's see where they are from there. But Randy Arozarena, Wander Franco, Jose Siri, those three guys, they've been doing everything this past weekend. And then we go on the pitching rotation. Drew Rasmussen, Shane McClanahan. They have so many guys. Tyler Glasnow's returning soon. So they have a lot of arms, a lot of offensive weapons. The Rays look like a great team in April.
And on the other hand, in New York, we're taking a first look at the Phillies this week after that 0-4 start. Now, that is not going to continue. It's early. The Phillies are not going to be a team that's going to disappear. The Phillies are not going to be a team that loses. They're built to win. They have it. They await the return of Bryce Harper by the end of May, maybe sometime in June. It might be more towards the end of June. They're just not in the first 4 games showing what they were to become NL champions, pennant winners last year was. It's going to get better. Philly fans, don't panic. It will get better.
Exactly. And Rich, you would agree with this. The first 2 weeks in the MLB season, it's like the second part of spring training. Guys are still getting used to everything. A lot of the Phillies players were in the WBC. So this is basically their first time together, hanging out as a team, learning about one another. So give it a week, give it 2 weeks. Philly's going to be back to normal winning ball games.
Yeah, like one of our colleagues, I'm not going to mention on Twitter, made a big deal out of the Rockies scoring all these runs, and the Rockies on top of the National League West and the Padres in the National League West bottom of the pit. Now, how can you even say that after 3 games? Come on. Ridiculous. That's so stupid. Come on. Not even one weekend. You can't project anything right now.
It's similar to all the New York Jets fans. The first 2 weeks were great, and then you saw what happened. So it's a long season in any sport, not just baseball.
I thought that was ridiculous. This was ridiculous as well. What was Anthony Rondon thinking now with a 4-game suspension in Oakland? This could have been much worse. He could have hit that fan, and then it would have been much worse. But he went after a fan in Oakland again. Fans need to restrain themselves a bit, and as well as the ball players. We're seeing too much of this. We saw it in New York last year, in Cleveland, in the outfield at Yankee Stadium. Now we saw it in Oakland. It's got to stop. And it could have been worse for Rondon, who got away with only a 4-game suspension by MLB.
It's definitely got to stop in all sports. Since the pandemic, fans have lost their mind, talking back to athletes, talking trash to athletes, cursing them out in front of their families and friends. It's just way unacceptable on both sides. Anthony Rondon, he was in the wrong for going up to the fan after the fact, but the fan had it coming to him. All the videos that came out, there's a guy screaming at you, calling you all these words right in front of your face. I don't care if I'm an MLB player, I'm a celebrity. I'm sticking up for myself. So it's just, it was an unfortunate event.
Well, I don't know what you got to do. I don't know what's got to be done. Better security. Fans need better restraint. Ball players need better restraint. Look, I said it again, I've said it again. You buy a ticket to a ballpark, boo and cheer all you want, but don't get involved with the player or the action. Exactly. That is unacceptable, and that has to be stopped, finally. And I'm sure it's going to continue. There'll be more of that. So, all right. Any surprises or anything else that stands out the first few games of this 2023 beginning of the Major League Baseball season, Wiz?
I've been having a lot of fun watching the Arizona Diamondbacks. They've been playing small ball. They've been stealing bases, getting a lot of singles, contact level hitting. That's the type of baseball I like. A lot of rallies going on. The home run ball is fine, but I like those rallies, the singles, doubles, stealing bases like that. So Arizona Diamondbacks, young upcoming team. Hopefully they could be a threat in the NL West.
Yeah, the rules are changing the game for the better, I think. Rapid pace of ball games, so much. Some games going 2 hours, 11 minutes. Some are going 2:40, but you're not seeing many going over the 3 hour mark. And that's good. That's good. No fans don't want to be in that ballpark for 3.5 hours like that. Neither do we in the press box. So that's nice. That's pleasant and that's nice. And batting averages are going up. There are more hits. Players are not, with the shift rule and all of that. So it's pretty interesting. Again, a long way to go. All right, let's go to the Final Four. Let's go to the NCAA Division One Men's Championship. Culminated last night. UConn with the big win over San Diego State. UConn's 5th national title. Congratulations to the Huskies. They went through this tournament, and they went through this tournament with every win winning in double figures. Whereas double-figure wins, Adama Sanogo, 17 points, 10 rebounds last night. Tristan Newton, 19 points, 10 rebounds. 50 years since the bracket began with all of this, that a team like UConn, they went through 6 tournament wins straight, including the championship, to get there. That's the 5th time that's happened since the bracket development started in this NCAA tournament, which was a fantastic tournament. No real overtimes, great buzzer beaters, and most of all the upsets, and UConn prevailed.
It was a fantastic tournament. Congratulations to UConn just off the bat. 6 games, 240 minutes. It felt like they were the best team for all 240 minutes. It felt like they were never trailing in their games. They were leading by 5. They were leading by 10, and they won every game by double digits.
Double digits.
That's historical, not just in D1 college basketball, but in college basketball, all in divisions. And you noticed Tristan Newton, he was the young and upcoming guy last night, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 5th title since 1999. We can have that argument. They got to be a blue blood. The UConn Huskies are blue blood. They keep on winning. I was born in 1999, so 5 championships. Give them that respect.
Well, you know what? I had my eyes on them all year. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
How many times when we put up the top 25, top 10, whatever, and I kept saying UConn is in there. They made their move, and the momentum, just like in any sport, towards the end, they kept winning, and it showed in the tournament without a doubt. 6 straight wins in double figures as well, double digits. They had the momentum. There you go, 5th national championship. Congratulations to the Huskies. And for San Diego State, the number 5 seed, came out of nowhere. No one had them in the bracket to go to the Final Four. And this guy, Matt Bradley, was one of the reasons why.
He was a big reason why. Matt Bradley, he transferred to San Diego State in, I believe, July of last year, and immediately he made his impact. He embarked on the program, on the campus. He connected with the players, the coaches. He was crying on the press conference podium last night, just giving his heart out, his tears out to the fan base. He thanked nearly every player, every coach, all his co-students, the people that he hangs out with. So it's just things like that I love about college basketball, because anyone can score 20 points in a D1 basketball game when you're on that type of team. But to give your heart out like that narrative behind you, that's what sells in sports. And I really enjoyed watching San Diego State this year.
Yeah, that was the tournament with none of the number 1 seeds making it this far. And then you get a team like San Diego State, that gets in there, and great job by them. And it was a great tournament overall. And we move on to next year. The tournament next year, 2024, in April, will be in Phoenix, my favorite part of the country. And you got to look ahead. And a lot of the experts are saying UConn's going to be one of the team to repeat. It hasn't happened in this NCAA men's Division One tournament in a long time. And UConn has a shot to repeat. Kentucky could be in there, and that team, and Purdue, the number 1 seed that got knocked out. We look ahead to 2024 in Phoenix.
It's funny. Everywhere I look, it has UConn versus Duke in the championship. So let's just see how things line up. But I'll give you the top 6 right now: UConn, Duke, Arizona, Alabama, Kentucky, and Purdue. Purdue is a hidden sleeper right now because everyone has Purdue losing because they lost that 1-16 round. It reminds me a few years back with University of Virginia. They lost that first round. They came back a few years after and won the whole national championship. So maybe Purdue is that sleeper.
Or someone else, because if you had your bracket this year, you know what happened. The unexpected. And that's what makes March Madness and the NCAA men's tournament, even the women's tournament, which we're going to get into real quick right now, so great. The unexpected. And boy, that's the word we had this year. Congratulations to everyone involved in the NCAA tournament. It was a great March Madness run. And you talk about the women, and it was Iowa. Came out of nowhere.
Iowa came out of nowhere to battle LSU in the national championship. And let me tell you, that was one of the most entertaining games of 2023 so far. LSU against Iowa, Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, taunting one another every single minute. Those were the 2 best players on the court from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, and they had a nice job trash talking. I say nice job because it was entertaining as a fan watching something that I usually don't tune into. So watching that, LSU winning the championship, 102 to 85, and for the loser, Caitlin Clark in Iowa, Clark scored 191 points this tournament. That's the most points scored in women's tournament history, and it goes to Caitlin Clark. I'm definitely going to tune in next year just for those 2 teams. What caught my interest, and I was surprised about it, the White House invited both teams for the celebration. What do you think about that? LSU and Iowa attending the White House to celebrate together.
Why not? I have nothing against that. I think
Would
it's
you-
great.
Would you
Either winning
like,
team or losing team. Look, hey, you're the runner-up in anything, and you get to the White House. Don't complain. That's
Would you like
nice.
the Astros and Phillies in the White House together?
Yeah,
There's
why
no
not?
way.
If you got
No
room for
way.
both of them, put them in. No, I don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I like that idea. I like
It's
it
a
a
good
lot.
idea, but
I think
not
it's
for me.
good. Yeah, I think it's great. Winners and losers together. You know, it's like my boxing terminology again. You got 2 fighters at the end of a war, and they're embracing in the end. They're both celebrating. That's what it comes down to. That's how I look at it. All right, but we look at it this way: bottom of the hour, Sports with Rich /Tech SWR here on the SLG Network, and my channel on YouTube, Rich Mancuso. I want you to like, subscribe, and comment as always. And we get to the fact of the week. You guys are ready? Sponsored by Skull Fuel Energy here on the program. Get energized. Look for the skull. And let's get Avery in, our producer, once again this week. Welcome in, Avery. And Wiz, ready for the fact of the week. I know this. You guys love this, and here we go. You ready?
We're all ready.
I know you're both prepared and ready to go. And this deals with the most fan favorite Major League Baseball team coming into this season. Out of all the teams in Major League Baseball, tell me, as casino.org says, the most fan favorite Major League Baseball team. And then I'll ask you to give me the worst. But right now, give me the best. Most fan favorite Major League Baseball team.
I'm gonna go with 2 off the bat. I'm gonna go with LA Dodgers and New York Yankees.
Wrong on both. How about you, Wiz, Avery?
Usually the fan favorite aren't one of like the big teams that you would expect to win all the time. They're usually like an underdog team who have recently gotten good and have some exciting players on the roster. And the one team that comes to mind, in my opinion, considering that, is the Atlanta Braves.
No, the Braves are in that list as a top 5, but they're not the top 1. Okay, so pretty close. Take the other end of it now, and we'll try it again at top of the hour when we conclude. The worst fan favorite Major League Baseball team
I feel like it's
among
gotta be
fans.
I feel like it's got to be the Diamondbacks, right?
Ooh.
No,
I was thinking Miami Marlins.
Nope.
Nah, they got Jazz. They got to be up there now.
No, you're right.
You can't be.
Nope.
You can't
What
be the worst.
Oakland Athletics?
Oakland.
Wow.
Nope.
Maybe the Angels.
Nope.
The Angels.
Boy,
Los
you
Angeles
guys are
Angels.
so off this week. You guys are so off. Oh, you are so off, both of you. So think about it, and we'll try it again and give you the answer at the top of the hour. We conclude the most fan favorite Major League Baseball team and the worst fan favorite Major League Baseball team is among fans around the country, according to casino.org. Try not to Google it to find it out, though. I don't think you'd get it. I don't think it's Googled. I don't think you'd find it. All right, guys, we'll try it again later. Thanks. We reached the bottom of the hour. Sports with Rich on the SLG Network. Like, comment, and subscribe here on SLG and on my channel on YouTube. I'm Rich Mancuso. That's the Wiz, Robert Rizzo, and here he is, our great producer, Avery. Brief timeout. Schofield Energy is our sponsor. Feel energized. Back after this. Sponsored by Schofield Energy. This is Rich Mancuso. That's the Wiz, Robert Rizzo on the SLG Network and my channel YouTube. Bottom of the hour. Thanks for tuning in this week. Sports with Rich. And Wiz, as we continue, another NCAA men's basketball note just came to my attention. The game last night drew 14 million, 69 million viewers on CBS. According to Showbuzz Daily, that was the least watched men's title game on record. Wow. It was down 14% from last year's title game between Kansas and North Carolina on TBS. And I wonder it's because none of the Division I seeds were in it. Maybe that had something to do with it. And the women's title game, on contrast, listen to this. That LSU and Iowa that we talked about, the most viewed women's college basketball game on record. Most viewed on record.
It makes total sense.
How do you figure that out?
It makes total sense. We talked about it. All that taunting, the trash talk, me and you want to watch that as a sports fan. So I was tuned into it. You were tuned into it. A lot of people were. I wasn't surprised about it. And with college men's basketball, I didn't see a superior superstar this year compared to past years. It was Zion Williamson previously, Caleb Love last year.
Right. It was as I said, the unexpected. And so none of the number one seeds were in there, which would make me think UConn State that people would watch. But there's been a lot going on the last few days. I'm more out, including me and you. And we talk about it now because we get to keep it in the ring. Sponsored by Schofield Energy, because the boxing is just too much. Let's first begin with the Abella Boxing Promotions. And if you didn't tune into it on Bergen County Visual, where I was at ringside broadcasting with Anthony Johnson and the pro fighter John Leonardo, great show at the Terrace of Biagio's in Bergen County, New Jersey. There I am. Had to show that, right? It was great. We had a great time. It was great.
It was a historical event. Shout out to Scott Abella, Rob Park, Diana Rodriguez. It was a great opportunity. 650 people attended. Sold out crowd at the Terrace in Paramus, New Jersey. We had a bunch of fights going on, 6 fights. Raymond Cuadrado, Kevin Hernandez, Christian Otero, Dane Guerrero, and the main event, Nicky the Bull Vatone versus Jordan Rosario. It lived up to the hype and the anticipation all along. It went all 6 rounds. I believe we have a video of that. Let's take a look.
I don't know. Do we have the video? Oh, a little bit of the video, but Rosario won the fight. The baton went down unexpectedly. It was quick. He got stunned. The rematch as it was. Rosario won their first fight a year or so ago, and Nicky Vatone now has 2 losses in his 9 wins that he has. Came at the hands of Jordan Rosario. Now they're talking about a third match, but Mike Lee, a rising welterweight from Puerto Rico that we know well, he came and did his job, went in the ring and challenged Rosario when it was all over.
Yeah, that was a hell of an ending. Mike Lee and Jordan Rosario going at it. They're both from Jersey City, so you know that hate and that rivalry goes deep. But Mike Lee versus Jordan Rosario would be a great fight. And one last note on Nicky Vitone versus Jordan Rosario. It was a great fight from the beginning rounds to the end. And that last minute, Jordan Rosario proved to be the better fighter. That one knockout just won the fight for him, and the ref had to call it Sparkle Lee. And it was the cap off of the night. And again, thank you to Scott Abella. Thank you to Rob Park. Abella Boxing Promotions is definitely going to return this summer.
Yeah, they're coming back. Same ballroom in July. Great atmosphere in there. I loved it. Loud, really good. And the loudness didn't bother me because I had the headset on calling the fights at ringside. Had a great time, as you did as well. So they will be back. Congratulations, Scott Abella, as you said, was boxing season here, heating up. A lot going on. Talk now. It's Terrence Crawford, and here we go again. Earl Spence Jr. will finally do it in June. Let's see if it's going to be 157, 154, 47. There is talk that they're going to do it this time. Well, I've heard that before. Let's see, but we got to see who's the top welterweight between those two. The Showtime boxing schedule is busy. Saturday, Sebastian Fundora, 154 on Showtime against Brian Mendoza. The Towering Inferno returns, Sebastian Fundora. There's the slate coming up on Showtime. They're busy. They're the network to watch boxing right now. In 2 weeks, the big one in Vegas, where I'll be. Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, lightweight supremacy. And then you're going to have David Morrell on the undercard of that fight card, the WBA super middleweight champ who's undefeated, a young, great prospect in the sport. So Showtime's got a big slate coming up, and there'll be more to come with the other networks. And, you looked at Anthony Joshua's heavyweight title fight against Jermaine Franklin over the weekend at the OT Arena in London. Unanimous decision for Joshua, but he did not look good, Wiz. That was not the Anthony Joshua that we've known, and I don't think he can get in there with either Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk in that heavyweight division. He would lose. At one time, Joshua was the guy. Even though he won the fight, he did not look good, Wiz.
Yeah, it was a tough fight for Joshua. He, like you said, he didn't look right out the gate, and it was just the power punches. He wasn't converting on them, and it lacked on defense. So Anthony Joshua, it goes Usyk and Fury first, and then Joshua's got to develop more, and maybe his prime has gone past him. It's
he's
Usyk,
just not the same.
It's Usyk and Fury class.
Not the same. Over on Saturday was a busy night. Jose Ramirez, a Cuba two-time Olympic gold champion. He's the first WBO, for another champion now in boxing from Cuba. Takes the WBO featherweight title. Congratulations to him. And let's see what else we have. This weekend, Jesse Rodriguez on the zone. And it's going to be Christian Gonzalez. And they're on the zone. That's going to be a good fight to watch on the zone this weekend. A lot of boxing on the docket, a lot to come. And looking forward in 2 weeks again for Garcia and Davis. Now, the talk in pro wrestling, Keep It in the Ring continues. WrestleMania weekend. Did you catch any of it, Wiz? It was unbelievable. To me, it's had to be the top WrestleMania in all of them, 39 of them now, in Los Angeles at SoFi. Over 161,000 fans combined in the 2 nights. They broke gate records, merchandise records, social media records. You got to commend the WWE. Nobody does it better than them. But this was the swerve. Everyone thought that Cody Rhodes was going to win the title. We all thought so last week on the program. Our buddy Ray from Off the Ropes on the SLG Network, we all thought that was coming. Well, it didn't. Roman Reigns retained in a great title match. I think we have an image of it too. There it is. We have Roman Reigns still the head of the table. The bloodline has been broken up. The Usos lost the tag team titles to Zayn and God, look at that.
Kevin Owens.
I did not know. Right, I just drew a blank right now. Great WrestleMania, but then we go to Monday Night Raw last night, where I don't want to be disturbed, and people disturb me. And because you see this ending at the end, another swerve. No one expected this, but then I'll tell you why it happened. Brock Lesnar turns heel and he destroys and demolishes Cody Rhodes. They were supposed to team up against Reigns and Roman Reigns and Circo, his brother, right? Circo, Sokoa, that's what they call him. Roman Reigns gives the fingers. Why? They're keeping the title on Roman Reigns. He's nearing he's going to be 1,000 record of day as a champion, unified champ. They're keeping it on him. Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon are tight. Vince McMahon is back in the fold. Supposedly, he turns the script around last night on Raw because the WWE, as we all know now, has been sold to Endeavor for $21.4 billion. It combines with the UFC. It's going to be powerful. They need Reigns as the champion, as I discussed last week. Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes go into a program now, and then Reigns gets some time off, and in SummerSlam, it might develop. Probably, it's going to look like a Reigns-Cody Rhodes rematch. Perhaps they take the title off Reigns at SummerSlam. I doubt it, but all in all, is a great WrestleMania weekend, and now we're going to watch SmackDown Friday night to see where they go from there. It was a great weekend for the WWE.
It was a great event from Saturday to Sunday. It's not just a weekend event. It's a whole week event with all the autograph signings, the events outside the arena. There's so much going on. It's a wrestling fan's heaven for that whole week. And anyone in Los Angeles this past weekend, they knew about it. All the whole month they knew about it. So SoFi Stadium, I consider it was like a party on Saturday and Sunday. It was another.
It was
Super Bowl.
fantastic. It was
sure,
two,
and-
they're doing WrestleMania now 2 consecutive nights to bring in the fans next year. And I talked about this with Ricky Ricardo on WIP radio late Saturday night, Sunday morning. Philadelphia is waiting for this. WrestleMania is number 40 in Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field, home of the Eagles, next April. And they're buzzing about it because WrestleMania brings in a lot of revenue to the cities that get it. The cities in the WWE get a lot of revenue out of it. Most of all, it's a great economic boost. Ricky told me the city of Philadelphia needs it. They need WrestleMania to just rejuvenate the economy there and whatever else is going on. It's not just the Eagles and Phillies, the Flyers down in Philadelphia. This is going to be huge next April.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I'm glad Ricky Ricardo brought it up. Philadelphia needs WrestleMania because you think about all the events they had in the past year. The Phillies made it to the World Series. You had the Eagles losing the Super Bowl. The 76ers are going to be a top 3 seed in the East. So all these teams are spectacular right now. Add in WrestleMania next April, Philadelphia.
Unbelievable.
It's a hotbed for sports, and I'm not just
And it's a
saying
hotbed
that.
for boxing as well. There's a lot of great fighters come out of Philly. Talked about that on the telecast Saturday night at ringside. We had a Philadelphia fighter on that card. Philadelphia just is a great sports town. You know how I feel about it. I know how you feel about it, Wiz. Also out of WrestleMania, Dom Mysterio, Rey Mysterio, father, son. The father won the match, and they're going to continue this feud. We saw that on Raw last night. Bad Bunny's involved in it now. Looks like at Backlash in Puerto Rico on May 6th in San Juan, where Bad Bunny is involved with this promotion now. Dom Mysterio and Damian Priest against Bad Bunny, who can wrestle, by the way. He can take a bump. And Damian Priest, and it's going to be Ray and Bad Bunny against Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest.
And you being the wrestling guru that you are, how significant, how important is it for Puerto Rico to get a WWE event like that?
Haven't had one in years. They're talking about it. My friends in Puerto Rico are telling me already they bought tickets, that they're buzzing. They can't wait for it to come back. It is significant. Also there for their revenue stream. They're bringing a lot of money. Backlash is one of their events on the Peacock Network, one of their pay-per-view events, they used to call it. It's big. It's huge for them. And they're going to do more in Puerto Rico, and Bad Bunny's involved in it. He's a hero there. He's a hero everywhere to a lot of people. But he can take a bump. Last night on Raw, he went through a table, and I don't know how he does it, but Bad Bunny's an athlete as well as a great musical star, one of the tops in the world. So look forward to that. In AEW, pretty quiet. Tomorrow night on TBS, though, Tony Khan in New York. They're going to be at the Islanders Arena in Elmont, New York. Tony Khan says they have a very big announcement to make on TBS tomorrow night. I don't know what that is. Some of the wrestling experts would know that better than me. You call me a wrestling expert, Wiz? I'm not
Yeah.
in the loop like I was.
Well,
I know what's going on, but I'm not in that loop that I could give you a scoop.
you know exactly what's going on. So give me the scoop. Give me the insight on what's going on with Vince McMahon, the selling of the company. Is it actually happening? And another question is, what's up with the mustache? I need an answer.
Do we have a picture of that? Do we have an image of his mustache? I thought we had one. Do we have it? I thought my mustache was bad, but it's disgusting. He looks like an old throwback Dom Amici character in the old days. He's got a mustache, new look. He wants to present a different image of himself. There it is. There is at the Hall of Fame induction with Triple H, and that's the Great Mooter. And there's the mustache, the famous mustache of Vince McMahon now, different look. Well, here's the deal. Came back in the loop after his resignation for the sexual allegation, kickbacks and all that, taking the corporate money that he returned supposedly. And he's always been in control. He's got an ego. He needs to be, look, take nothing away from Vince McMahon again. He built this where it is. He built the wrestling industry to where it is now. The sale was imminent. He came back. They did it. Endeavor is a major group. Vince McMahon gets control again. He'll be able to call the shots. Creativity, control, the storylines, which are horrible when he's in control. The reason WWE has been that much better of a product is because Triple H has been doing the storylines. Does it put Triple H out of the picture? Maybe it will. Right now, it seems like McMahon is back in control, reviewing all the storylines that Triple H comes up with. This is all a part of a conglomerate that they are, the money that they have. And let's face it, they came in with a lot of revenue to give out, to get. They were hot products. If you had the money, you would probably buy them as well. It came down to a few major corporations, and Endeavor saw what they had with the UFC. As I said on WIP Radio, Rick Ricardo the other night, it's a great win situation for all. And supposedly, McMahon will have control of WWE with Endeavor. He'll charge of everything again. Sale that happened, it's not officially, it's official, but it doesn't take effect, I believe, until the end of the year, early next. But they'll still be called WWE. Nothing's going to change, as Triple H said, though Triple H may no longer be in control once it's all officially done. It is official, but once it all takes into effect. That's what it's about. It's about money, like everything else. And they got a big chunk of it. That's a lot of money to sell a company. A lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
What it was?
I believe it was
That's a lot of money.
9.8 billion.
I think that I have the figure here in my notes. It's just $21.4 billion.
Okay, I was off. I thought it was
No,
9.
no,
That's insane.
That is insane. You could buy 3 worlds with that.
Maybe 4. Maybe 4.
Yeah, well, that's huge. Well, we move on. Let's go on and let's do our little this and that. Now go to the NBA Sports with Rich. #SWR sponsored by Schofield Energy. Look for the Skull, get energized. The NBA, it's down to the wire before we get to their postseason, and look at the East, the Bucks and the Celtics, Wiz, and then we'll look at the West a little bit.
The NBA Eastern Conference, NBA playoffs in full swing. I believe 5 games left. So NBA Eastern Conference, you got the Celtics and Bucks top 2. The matchups right now are 76ers versus the Brooklyn Nets and the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Knicks in that first round. The play-in is going to be a gauntlet. You got the Miami Heat versus the Hawks and Raptors versus Bulls. Maybe the matchups change from here to then. 4 games, but I think those are going to be the 4 teams in the play-in. It's going to be the 2 top teams, Celtics and Bucks, representing the East. It's just a matter on who. And the one sleeper I consider is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Jared Allen, everyone healthy, they can make some noise.
Knicks are hurting a bit without Julius Randle, though. That's going to hurt them.
Definitely, it's going to hurt them. And if they're on the road, they don't have that home court advantage in the first round. Julius Randle's banged up, and then you add in going on the road to Cleveland. That's going to be a tough matchup for the Knicks. And Emmanuel Quickly, R.J. Barrett, Jalen Brunson, the pressure is going to be on them if Randle's hurt.
How about the West?
The West is a complete gauntlet. Right now, if I told you something, it's going to change tomorrow. So the Western Conference, the top 4 teams are locked in. Nuggets, Grizzlies, Kings, Suns. Everything else is a crapshoot right now. You have the Clippers, Lakers, Warriors, Pelicans. It's a half game apart for all 4 teams. So it's definitely going to change from what you see right now. And then you got the T-Wolves, OKC, and the Dallas Mavericks lining out 9 seed, 10 seed, 11. I think the 9 seed and 10 seed are going to be Minnesota and OKC. So those are going to be the top 10 teams, and the play is going to be interesting. Every year it is, but in the Western Conference, I'm going to go with the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, and the sleeper. You got to go with the Lakers. Anybody with LeBron James, you can't pick against them. So anything can
How
happen.
about Kevin Durant and the Suns? I want to hear that. He's been scoring. He's been back. He's back in there.
He's been back in there, but you've been saying it from the jump, dating back to last year. Can the Suns step up in that moment with Kevin Durant, with Devin Booker, with Chris Paul? The time's going to tell. They have to answer the bell. It's going to come down to them because they have the best team on paper, in my opinion, but the health is going to be the biggest concern. And can KD, Booker, and Chris Paul work in unison for what? I'd say 14 games, 15 games altogether to win an NBA championship. It's going to be tough in May and June.
How about this? The Portland Trailblazers in the history books. Biggest upset in 20 years as far as a point spread, 19.5 underdogs. They came back in 30 years. This hasn't happened in the NBA. Over Minnesota, 107-105. They came back. How about 19.5 point underdog, and they did that?
That's insane. It just shows you there's no defense being played, especially in the later half of the season. A lot of these teams that are already eliminated looking forward to next year, they just want to get this over with. So a lot of teams, they're not even scoring 120 points anymore. They're just packing it in, ready to get on their vacation. They've been eliminated already. So Portland is one of those situations, and it's surprising that they won. Really, I was shocked when I saw that 19.5 point.
I couldn't believe that when I saw that.
Underdog?
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm not a betting man. All right. NHL. New York's very excited because 3 teams, local, the Devils in Jersey, Islanders and Rangers, look like they're all going to be in the season in the playoffs for the Stanley Cup.
It is going to be a madhouse in April and May with the NHL playoffs in New York. MSG, Prudential Center, UBS Arena, it is going to be sold out every night. Right now, the projected matchups, you got the New Jersey Devils versus the New York Rangers. Could you get any better than that? Could you predict a better matchup than that? And
it hasn't happened in a long time with the 3 of them in the playoffs at the same time.
Exactly. So Devils Rangers facing off in the first round, that would be great. And then the Islanders would face the Hurricane in the first round. That's another great matchup. And just statistically, the Devils lead the series this season. They won 3-1 against the Rangers, and the Islanders Hurricane, they tied the series, the season series. So anything can happen in the playoffs, but I had to state those numbers. It's going to be a gauntlet. It's going to be a dogfight when we get to April. We're already in April, but when we get to the playoffs, the first round, and going forward.
To me, no one's going to beat the Boston Bruins. We'll talk to Ashley Sarge soon, our NHL expert on the program. They've led wire to wire. They got everything. Power play, they do well. Everything. The Boston Bruins. MLS continues their season, and the NYCFC, New York here, losing 1-0 to Houston again. Scoring's an issue. A home game back in Yankee Stadium Saturday against Atlanta. And here's the deal with this now. Another major star on that team is gone. Thiago Andrade, who's been one of their midfielders and good at it. He goes to the Brazilian side, Clube Athletic Club. He's on loan for them till the end of December. So here we go again. Another major star out of the MLS on loan. And NYCFC feels the wrath of that.
It's so unfortunate, not just for NYCFC, but MLS, because they have a brand going. They're on the right path with everything across the United States. But when you're losing these star athletes, not just every month, but it seems like every week.
Every year it happens. Every year.
And just for NYCFC, it's been, 3 or 4 examples already this season?
They're always losing star talent. Yep. And they have to regroup. And it's tough for a coach, Nick Cushing, and he doesn't talk about it. But I'm going to hopefully see them this weekend at Yankee Stadium and ask him his reaction to that one. Few weeks, the NFL draft, and let's go the NFL right now. And look at these rumors going on. The Jets still without Aaron Rodgers. The San Francisco 49ers supposedly are sneaking in, but it's over a draft picks that they may have a better chance at it. We don't know where Aaron Rodgers is, where he's going to end up yet. I can't tell you. The people I talk to are confused as much about it as we are. So we don't know where Aaron Rodgers is going to be. And the pay. Wiz, did you hear this today? That the Pats are looking to trade Matt Jones?
Yeah, I saw the rumors. It was going across social media today. And honestly, I believe it because Mac Jones, at best, he's a top 15 quarterback, top 17 quarterback. It seems like he's a system quarterback, and that's what he was at Alabama. So take the rumors, take the offers out there, see what's happening because the draft is only 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away. And every GM no one's sleeping. Everyone's on the phone for 24 hours.
They're all on the phone. It's going to be an interesting draft, that's for sure. Even for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, where is he headed? Still talk about Lamar Jackson. Does he stay there? Does he go somewhere else? We don't know.
That's going to be a telling sign. I think it's going to be it might happen in May. It might happen in June. It's going to happen late. Everyone thinks it's going to happen this month. It's going to happen after the draft, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to return to Baltimore. There's too much smoke and there's too much fire. Every day there's Twitter's blowing up with Baltimore Ravens stuff. So I don't think Lamar Jackson ends up staying with the Ravens this year.
Oh, we'll see. The draft is coming, a part of a busy April again, too. All right, guys, that's it. Let's get the fact of the week answer. Let's come up with it now as we conclude Sports with Rich, SLG Network, and my channel, Rich Mancuso, on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Avery, welcome back in. Thanks again. Hope as always, every week. The question and the fact of the week, remember, it's not trivia. The most favorite MLB team among fans, according to casino.org. The worst team among fans, according to casino.org. Now, guys didn't get the top team as the worst and the most favorite and the worst, but I want to see if you can get now. All right, try again with the most favorite.
I'm going to go with the San Diego Padres.
Wrong again, Wiz. All right, how about the worst team, Wiz?
Pittsburgh Pirates.
Again, Wiz. All right, Avery, your shot at it.
I'm going to go with my favorite. I'm going to go with my division rival, the Chicago Cubs.
You got that, Avery. Congratulations. You got it.
There we go.
And I could tell you that 40% of these fans polled agreed with that. And the Red Sox, Royals, Braves, and the Mets followed. And why were the Cubs the most fan favorite? This surprised me because I thought the Cardinals would get this because of loyalty. Loyal Cubs fans. I thought the Cardinals were most loyal.
I believe it because that drought and everything. And not going to lie, those Cubs jerseys are very nice. Any type of Cubs jersey, you got to love. Red, white, and blue.
Well, congratulations, Avery. You get nothing for it, but you got that part. Now about the worst fan favorite Major League team.
You know, I thought about this one a little bit, and there's only been one team in recent memory that's had to change their name. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Guardians.
Nope, you're wrong.
Nope.
They're not even on the list. They're not even on the list.
How are they not on the list?
They're not on the list. And I don't know how you guys could not get this.
How are they not on the
Think
list?
about it. Just think real quick. We're running out of time. Come on, I got to go. What the worst? Come on. How could you not get this?
I'm going to go. I'll do a New York team. I'll go with New York Mets for the spending.
No. You got the New York team, Wiz, but it's the Yankees. Come on. When do you ever hear fans liking the Yankees because they win all the time? 47%. 47% of these fans polled said it was the Yankees. And I agree with that because it's all you hear is Yankee hatred. Not only in New York, all over the country. The Red Sox, Phillies, Dodgers, Astros, because of their heating followed. You would think the Astros would be the top one or two, but no, it's those New York Yankees, 47%. And you know why they say that?
No.
Because fans, they say, are spoiled because they expect to win every year. And that's true. You hear that in New York all the time, Avery. Congratulations, Avery. You got one of them, the Cubs. You guys were halfway there, but no, you still didn't get the fact of the week. Schofield, the sponsor. Feel energized. Look for the skull. Avery, thanks, my friend. Great job. See you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
I'm going to get these facts, and there's another one, and a good one. Thank you, Avery.
That was
another
that was
wrapped up. Good program sponsored by Skull Fuel Energy. Get energized. Look for the skull. Huh?
No, that was a great question overall. I believe we're 3-7.
No.
I believe we're.
I don't know what it is.
I believe we're
You're
3-7.
losing. That's all I got to say. I know what it is. I know that you're not winning. I know that every week. I've been on it. Maybe next week you get back at it. Good job, Wiz. Thank you. Thank you, Avery, again. Thank you all for tuning in next week. We'll have someone lined up on the program. We're here at Rich SLG Network every week. Also, my YouTube channel, Rich Mancuso. We do want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Wiz, any final thoughts?
Looking forward to the baseball season. Catch all our content on the SLG Network and Latino Sports. We'll be there Thursday for the Mets opener. Marlins Mets. Catch all our content. See you next week and enjoy the baseball. Enjoy the sports.
Yeah, I'll be at the ballpark a lot this coming next few days. Yankees, Mets, and take it from there. Ring 786 Twitter, Facebook.com, Rich Mancuso, where you reach me, LatinoSports.com, and NewYorkSportsDay.com. That's up there now on both sites. Plus a few more that I write for. Wiz, where did they get you finally?
Follow me on Twitter, RobertRiz994, Instagram, RRizzo4, Facebook, Robert Rizzo, and catch all my daily content on Latino Sports.
Thanks again, Wiz. Great job. Thank you all for tuning in. Like I say every week, and I want you to make sure you do this. Be safe, be well, take care of each other, and God bless. And until next week, what do we say, Wiz?
Keep it in the ring.
Keep it in the ring, everyone. This is Sports with Rich, #SWR on the SLG Network. Till next week, good night. Thank you for tuning in.